We are so excited and happy that you all are here, that you all could be here tonight to celebrate the wedding of Mikhaila and Shalom. If you could all turn your attention to the screens, we've actually prepared a slideshow to help narrate our story for tonight. For those of you who don't know us, we are the siblings of the bride. I'm Keziah, her older and wiser sister. And this is our brother Aaron, who's also older, but not necessarily wiser. Next.
Yeah, the photo on the left is Mikhaila next to Shalom, the year they met each other when she was in 4th grade. But it wasn't until Mikhaila was in 8th grade, the photo on the right, that she told me that she thinks she has a crush on Shalom. And I remember being like, Shalom? Really? The nerdy church boy who serves in the altar? I think the advice I gave her at the time was that 8th grade was way too young to date, and check how she feels in like 10 years. Well, guys, guess it's been 10 years because here we are at their wedding. But how did we get here? Let's start when Mikhaila was a baby. Next. I distinctly remember going to the hospital as soon as Mika was born and being so disappointed she wasn't a boy. If you know us, then you know I sometimes lovingly call her Michael in remembrance of the little brother I always wanted. Next.
For me, on the other hand, getting to be a big Chechi to a little sister was so exciting. Mikhaila was like my first child, and we would do everything together. One of the things we loved to do was watch movies. And by movies, I mean 2. We would watch Cinderella and Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham because that was the only thing Mikhaila wanted to watch. But it's fitting that today she gets the best of both with this beautiful ballroom where she's the belle of the ball and Hrithik Roshan is by her side. Next. As Mikhaila got older, music factored quite a bit in how we related to one another. We'd sing Bollywood songs at the top of our lungs and create fun mashups and duets of the latest hits. Mikhaila has always had such a passion for music, whether it was through singing, dancing, or playing an instrument. I remember growing up, she could hear a melody and be able to play it on the piano perfectly without ever reading or looking at a note. It wasn't until she was in middle school that we realized, despite years of piano lessons, she actually couldn't read music. When she was little, she also loved to dance. She choreographed Bollywood dances and had quite the attitude in her jazz performances. This love of dance, fostered at a young age, continues today. Next.
Mikhaila and I did not actually become friends as siblings until Chechi left for college. All of a sudden, it was just me and her, alone with Mom and Dad. That first year without Chechi, I suddenly had to step up as her older chachin and take care of us after school. The 4 years we had together before I left for college was instrumental in our relationship. Next. After I started college, the 2 of us flew to India by ourselves to visit our grandparents. It was honestly so much fun traveling internationally with just us 2, even if Mikhaila only snapped pictures whenever I was asleep. Next. When Mikhaila was in high school, she really shone. She was in our high school's premier a cappella group and got to perform for the Obamas. She also loved to steal my dog for her Instagram posts. Next.
After I got back from college, our relationship had changed. Mikhaila had grown up. No longer was I her mom, but I now had a friend in my little sister. She was someone I could hang out with and get wawa at midnight or go for runs together at Tyler State Park. She became my confidant and someone I could talk through anything with. Next. Mikhaila changed from my little kid to one of my best friends, and how amazing was it that I got to celebrate my own wedding with her as my maid of honor. Next. When Mikhaila left for college, it felt so crazy because to us, she was still our little baby. But Mikhaila thrived in college. She joined an a cappella group and even was part of an Indian dance team. But one of the biggest impacts to come out of her college experience was the strengthening of her faith. Next. Mikhaila has always been a woman of God. It definitely started when we were growing up and had family prayer every night, no matter how tired we might have been. Note Exhibit A. That fellowship created the foundation for when she joined Crew in college. Crew taught her how to study the Bible and presented her with opportunities for mission work around the world. She spent her senior spring break in the Middle East, spreading the gospel to those around her, and was so moved she decided to return the next summer. Next. After the three of us became adults, three things have kept our relationship close: shared family, shared faith, and shared love of adventure and travel. Next. Mikhaila, as your siblings, we have known you the longest, and we are so proud of the woman you have become. You are intelligent, loving, gorgeous, musically gifted, and really have a heart for God. But enough about Mikhaila. We also wanted to highlight one story to show how happy we are with getting Shalom as our brother-in-law. Next.
If you didn't know, after Mikhaila graduated, she moved across the country to Denver for work. This past July, Cindy, I, and our dogs flew out with Shalom to visit her. Being that Denver is the state of adventure, Mikhaila took us on a 5-mile hike up Chief Mountain. We also got to go whitewater rafting. The picture on the right captures us excited, yet so naive as to what was in store. So there we were, the four of us plus our guide, riding the rapids and in our flow. We had struck our rhythm and we handled the first 2 rapids flawlessly. But then we hit a Zoom flume. We crashed into a rock and suddenly we were airborne. When the chaos settled, I looked around and somehow Shalom and I were the only survivors. Mikhaila, Cindy, and our guide were nowhere to be found. Without the leadership of our guide, fear crept in. Yet that didn't faze Shalom. There was no time for deliberation. Adrenaline surged and instinct took the reins. I focused on pulling my wife in and Shalom rescued Mikhaila. And the 4 of us together saved our guide. In the midst of all this trauma, Shalom's cool and collected demeanor stood out. He remained calm and focused and knew exactly what he needed to do to save the woman that he loves. Mikhaila has always been the baby. No, sorry, next. Mikhaila has always been the baby of our family, and Chechi and I have always been like a second set of parents to her. With this wedding, we guess it's time to let go and let you, Shalom, become her new guardian and protector. And based on how we've seen you care and love her over the past several years, we are so confident you're the only person in the world we would trust with this task. We love you, bro. And we are so happy that all of us have found partners that complement us each so well. And we look forward to the many sibling adventures to come. Cheers to Mikhaila and Shalom in the last wedding of 2023.